Look at this shameful thing I caught in my daughter's room, guys. So, I'd been suspicious of my daughter for a while, you know? She always brings this friend home, guys. My daughter is a teenager. Always telling me it's to do homework. I don't know, guys. I got suspicious, I decided to put up a camera to see what was going on in my daughter's life. You know? As a mother, I worry, guys, and I found the images I saw sad. So guys, there they are, talking. They come in, sit down, and talk like two normal friends, right guys? But they stay talking for a long time, always telling me it's to do homework or study for something at school. But I find it strange, guys, that it's always the same friend. She has several other school friends, and it's always the same one, guys. I find it strange because they're not even in the same class, guys, I know them. All of my daughter's classmates, and this girl, she's not in the same class as her. They're actually from the same school, but they're not in the same class. I talked to the teachers, I asked how close they are at school, and they said they're very close. So, guys, at that moment, she goes and gets a notebook, to actually study, right? She told me that we had a very important test, and sometimes the same test might be on in different classrooms. Up to that point, everything was fine. They're there studying, getting notebooks, talking about the subject matter, right? Up to that point, I didn't see any problem. They're really just talking. Guys, I just found it strange because it's always the same girl, And because they weren't in the same class, I was also a bit hesitant and decided to check it out. I'm really sharing this personal account, not to expose my daughter, but to give parents some insight so you can keep an eye on your children, your teenagers, so we can stay close to them, At times like these, they get close, Then she goes and tells my daughter to go close the curtain so they have more privacy, from what I've heard, but look, she comes back from behind the curtain and is already caressing her. At that moment, I was shocked because they start kissing, I was shocked by that because my daughter never told me anything. She never came to me and talked about her preferences. We always talk about this. I found it very sad, that she hid this kind of thing from me because I've always been very open with her, I've always given her a lot of advice. And for me, it was a real shock, I have nothing to do with it. She's the one who decides who she's going to be with. I was just shocked because she doesn't tell me anything, guys. And then, look, they start kissing again, and that's why I found it strange. Because it was always the same girl, I was sure something was wrong, guys. Leave a comment if you also have teenagers at home, because we need to unite, right, to solve this kind of thing. Because this can be solved with conversation, I think. So guys, they spend a long time exchanging caresses until they put the notebook aside, Guys, she was making the bed. I didn't know what to think at that moment. Because for me, being a mother of a girl, it's very difficult because we try to raise them the right way. To make them behave the way we do, right guys? Because we raise them one way and then suddenly they have this kind of attitude. Guys, I brought this up to see if I was alone in this situation. Until next time, guys.
Guys, look what my daughter did inside my own house. I'm sharing these images because I need your opinion. Because I don't know what decision to make. My wife suspects that our daughter is dating another girl. When I started talking about this, I decided to put up a hidden camera so I could be sure it was happening. But I haven't told my wife because I'm terrified she'll freak out, say something she shouldn't, and end up hurting our family and our daughter over something that's normal nowadays. People like each other, love each other, and get together. So, I'm sharing these images with you because I want a different opinion, and I need your help and support. Because I don't know what decision to make. I don't know if I should tell my wife, keep it a secret, or pretend nothing happened. If I sit down and talk to my daughter to get some feedback from her. Well, my daughter is in red, right? And the one in black is her friend, a friend for a while now. They're always together. Always going out together. Going to parties, we consider them best friends. And look, the two of them are already kissing, okay? They're in their privacy. I recorded these images to be absolutely sure. But I want to say, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, within your family? Tell me about your experience so I know what to do. The best way to act in a situation like this, because it's complicated, you know? I put this hidden camera there to be sure it was really happening, you know? I didn't want to speculate anything. End up embarrassing my daughter and making it a problem, you know? For me, I accept it calmly. I understand that two people who love each other should be together, but my wife, she doesn't. She doesn't accept it, she doesn't understand, she doesn't have the same thought as me. So it's complicated, I know this, she doesn't. So, I wanted to release these images beforehand so I could have a different perspective. A different thought, because I don't know who else to talk to about this. I don't know who else to talk to. And the two of them are there, super happy, super cheerful, right? They're living their moment, right? They go back to kissing there. So, I think that the two of them deserve each other, they like each other, so they should be together. But I need a way to tell my wife. Because I'm in a dead end and I don't know what to do. So it's complicated, right guys? We're talking about two people who love each other, who like each other, and who could be prevented from getting to know each other better. From being together, because of my wife. So, guys, comment what you think. Comment what you would do in my place, because I don't know. I'm asking for your help and I'm counting on your support. So I'll leave this message here and thank you guys. I'm cutting the images here because the situation gets worse from there, okay?